Morning all, it's Friday morning. Just starting this as everyone, the last person's just left the yard. George has just headed out in the sprayer to get on with some maize preems. The maize was drilled, the start of it was 7 days ago. We've had a lot of spraying to catch up with, so it's the first time we've had the chance to get out on the preems. Thankfully it hasn't yet emerged, so we're still good to go with the preem. Shouldn't see any problems. So yeah, he's cracking on with what we've got in the ground so far, which is roughly 120, 130 acres of our own maize. Currently, Dad and Harry are up the road power harrowing where Harry and Andrew were ploughing yesterday. And Will's up there with the drill. So the maize is going straight in just a couple of days after their grass was harvested. Elsewhere, Andrew and Tony are spreading digestate fibre at the next block that will be worked. So they headed off there this morning. Will Hammond moving fibre down to them. And yeah, I've got to drop the pallet forks down to them now because they've got the handler, and we're getting a fertilizer delivery in a couple hours time. And yeah, they've got the bucket, not the pallet fork, so I've got to drop them down to them. And then aside from that, we've got Ant and Flyn out tanking in the two slurry tankers. So a full on busy day. And I'll as they're just up the road, before I head off to Andrew and Tony, I will show you what Dad, Harry and Will are up to. So first stop this morning was just at the top of the village to watch Dad, Harry and Will in the field that we had Harry and Andrew ploughing the day before. So here you've got Harry in the 370, the 7 metre power harrow. And then I'll quickly just zoom over to Dad. He's in the 410 and the 8 metre power harrow. You can see how rough the ground is before and what it turns out like afterwards. And then in the background, you've got Will already in the field with them, starting to drill into that seed bed that they're creating with the power harrows. Bit of a close-up of Steve now. He does eventually see that I'm here, if I remember rightly. Might have been a slight hand gesture there if you guys managed to catch it. So we watch him doing what he's doing, and then I'll zoom across over to Will and check in on the drilling. I've sped up the flights in between tractors to try and move things along a bit quicker. So now we just buzz over quickly once I get my bearings right. I was looking for him in the field, and yeah, eventually found him down in the bottom corner. So Will's in the 250 Horsch precision drill, and this is first thing Friday morning. As yeah, after this, Will had another block of ground to drill for a customer in Crediton, and then planned on coming back to do more around the within a couple miles of the yard. So we had a big day planned, so we wanted to crack on as early as possible and be right up behind the power harrows. So at the moment he's doing what looks to be his third outside round of the field. I just follow him around for this corner, the last little bit, and then we leave him to it for the day. I'm not entirely sure what the seed rate was of this block. It's obviously maize we're drilling for a customer, but I'd imagine, again, 42,000 seeds per acre. So he sets off there around this corner, and from there, if I remember rightly, I think I flip back over to the power harrows quickly. There we go. Lightning speed. So this is Harry. And then you've got Dad in the background. I'll just pan across and show you all three in the field together at the same time. If I just pan round, you catch Will there, going up the far headland. And this is just an idea of what this block entails. It's the field they're in there on the left, small one in front of it, and then two more the other side of the road. So that's what Will had planned for his morning, and then heading off down to Crediton after that. I've just brought the pallet forks up on the trailer for Andrew to switch over from the bucket. He's been loading fibre into Tony with the 250 Pichon dung spreader. Yeah, he's been loading the fibre up, but yeah, we've just had a delivery back at the grain store, which is only 2 miles away, something like that. So he's just headed back there to unload it, and he'll quickly be back and load Tony up again so they can keep spreading. The beauty of drilling in the same village is that I can just pop seed up to Will very quickly. He's right towards the end of what he's got to drill here, so he doesn't want to fill the bins right up, because obviously once it's in there, it's in there. And he's got to move on and drill somewhere else afterwards for a different customer. So he's just sprinkling a bit in each bin, making sure they've got enough. But obviously don't want to open any more bags than you have to. So I've just bought up 3 bags for him just to keep him going, make sure he's got enough. And I'll jump up and ride along for a minute. Bit of an onboard view now. So this is Will's last field in this block, and then he's heading off down towards Crediton. Give you a little insight into what he can see. So you see on this screen, he's got all 12 of his bins visible, and then he's got his blue lines. He's doing his colouring in. I'm now in the cab with Dad in the 410 with the power harrow on the back, up at a familiar block of land. Had a lot of videos up here from our the new block we took on that started off as a lot of weeds and brambles. So we're now power harrowing the ground down. I had to bring a pretty important package down as well, because Dad had left his phone on the garden table. I saw the number of missed calls that he had, and I would not like to have his phone through the day. Don't know how he gets anything done. So a few of you John Deere fans will have seen and heard of the Black Edition John Deeres, where we've put into development a white edition. You can see here, bit of a new paint job. White cab, yellow stickers. We'll see if it catches on. I'm not entirely convinced. This ground was spread with lime earlier in the week by crop mech, and it leaves a lasting impression on the tractors when you're kicking up dust behind yourself. Just here, Harry's in the field next door to the one that Dad's in. At this point, I'm sat in Dad's cab. He stopped and had a chat while I was there, and I flipped the drone up in the air and we had a look to see what Harry was up to. Dad's not actually seen the drone working from the control side of it, so he was just interested to see how fast it was and basically how well it moved and how I operated it. So we just sat and had a little look at Harry in the field next door for a minute, and then on another block of land, literally just over the side of the road that we're farming this year, we had Tony and Andrew dung spreading in some of the fields, and both tankers were tanking in another, and it was a happy coincidence really that I happened to be there, because as you can see in the background there, Ant is tanking and Flyn's just arrived, so I managed to catch them all in the field at the same time, which wasn't planned at all. So I fly over here quickly and speed this one up so that I get over to Ant and don't bore you with a long old journey. Just catch up with the Fastrac and the Pichon tanker. Ant's fresh from his afternoon of modelling for his wedding photos. So yeah, there's the Fastrac applying the digestate with the dribble bar, and then I'll shoot back over, just catch up with the rest of them. Turns out, as you can see from that pile in the field, Andrew and Tony had finished at this point. They were just discussing the day's events. They did then notice the drone, and I have to do a bit of dodging here because Tony thought he might take me out the sky. So from there, I head on back, and you'll see now as I pan around, we are literally right next door to the fields we were in. So that is all for Friday. I'll leave these two up here in the white edition John Deere's. Andrew's just gone past with the telehandler. Obviously you've just seen him over after he's finished loading dung, and I can imagine he is very hot in there as there's no aircon at the moment. So yeah, a busy week. They'll be at it again tomorrow. I imagine power harrowing again tomorrow. Will's got some beet drilling to do for some local customers that he's got to get done. 50 acres or so, as well as another 35-40 acres of maize to drill that he may not get to tonight. So still busy over the weekend. Hopefully, with the weather still looking so good for the next couple of weeks, a bit of time off would be nice, but we shall see what everyone wants to do and whether they want to crack on or not. It's looking potentially like some holidays could be lined up towards the end of May if the weather carries on as it is, because we're going to have finished what usually takes us till end of May, start of June. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because we'll probably have a week's worth of rain now after I've said that. But thank you very much everyone for watching. I'll stop rambling on, and I'll be back next week with more videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying them, because it makes me very happy. when I see I've got a new subscriber. See you next week.